I'm Tyler.
I'm Shorty.
I'm Ava.
I'm Miles.
I'm Kara.
Yo, this is Reno.
Hello, I'm Brandy.
They call me Pride Slayer.
I'm Bon Manuel.
And we are the Iterated.
Podcast you're about to listen to has crude language, violence, and other things you probably shouldn't let your children listen to. Please enjoy.
Drop what you're doing, swallow what you're chewing, because it ain't wet from sweat, and we ain't done yet. Welcome to the Internet Podcast. That all turned into one word, apparently. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Yeah, it's the show where we just want to touch your insides, people, and you take it how you want it, because we'll take it how we can get it. I am your host, that one guy, Ty, the big, the bald, the beautiful, the brash, the bumbling, and the oftentimes bastardly MC Tyler Havlin. I talk slow, and I walk slow, remember.
2 claps and a woo.
Woo! Those claps were crisp, man. Did you hear that? Those were crisp claps.
I did.
I was proud. Like, I feel like we should just end the episode now because those had some pop to them.
Thanks, everybody. Click.
All right. Next up, he is the Lord that's never bored, the commander of the comic books. He's got a voice that'll make you moist, ladies. He ain't got a shirt on, and that is just for you. 2 claps and an unenthusiastic woo for Lord Shorty Fresh in the flesh. Woo. I like the unenthusiastic woo. It brings me joy.
It's unenthusiastic.
Yeah, it's like when you have a bad day, that's the woo that you give.
Oh.
Woo. Hey, you know what? There are 2 things that make it impossible to have a bad day. 2. You cannot do these 2 things without smiling. The first one is the Michael Jackson. You cannot without smiling. See, case in point. Try it. Go ahead, just try it.
No, I'm good.
See, because you can't do it.
I'm all right.
Can't do it.
I don't feel like doing that.
And the second thing is you cannot sing the DuckTales theme song without smiling.
I don't know the DuckTales theme song in general.
I typically know it, but now I feel like I'm on the spot. But, yeah.
See, it's funny when you say that because I've actually had like 3 people in the last week go, oh my God, you don't know the DuckTales theme song? How? And they all start singing it. I'm like, because I wasn't that fucking Disney kid.
Yeah, I wasn't a Disney kid either, but it's DuckTales, bro.
What's your point?
Let's solve a mystery. We'll rewrite history. DuckTales. Oh, woo! You don't remember that?
Nope.
It's so great.
Didn't watch it.
Man.
I watched shit like Ed, Edd, and Eddy and fucking Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Ed, Edd, and Eddy was great.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It was absolutely amazing. But here's the thing. There's quite a bit of an age gap between the 2 of us. And
my sister knows the DuckTales theme song, and she's only a year older than I am.
Ed, Edd, and Eddy was my teenage years.
Sure.
So.
But exactly right. Jen doesn't even know it. I don't know how old Jen is, and it would be rude of me to ask.
She's close-ish to my age. She's a little bit younger.
Well, see, then...
She's a young lady.
And you know what's fucked up is the people who know the DuckTales theme song are also my age or a little bit younger.
Posers. That's what they are. Motherfucking posers. They ain't down with the OG DuckTales like me. I'm telling you, I don't care.
Word.
Jen is 37. There you go.
37. Appreciate the information.
You look great for a 37. It's the new 27.
I can't tell. The picture's really small.
The picture's really small. All right. So, anyways, today we're going to be reading stories of bad days because you recently had a bad day.
Not a bad day.
Yeah, you say it wasn't a bad day, but it's made my day bad that you didn't tell your fucking homie. All right?
Again, I didn't tell anybody until they saw the car. Mainly because it was such an insignificant, passing to me. Again, I told you, I was more aggravated than anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was more aggravated about the situation than fucking mad about it.
But are you as aggravated as I am right now that you didn't tell your homie that you were in a car accident?
Huh? Yes. I would like to think I was more aggravated.
I would like to think that you're not, because that is highly, highly, highly unthoughtful of you.
Ty, I sincerely, dude, I apologize. Like, it was not my intention to hide it from you or anything like that. And as one of my best homies, I should have told you. And I apologize, dog. I love you, bro.
I love you. All right, let's get on with other people's
That's
bad
proper
days.
communication.
Yeah. It wasn't me being a
She
bitch
says
at all.
I look good, Shorty.
All
That's
right.
funny. I appreciate the self-affirmations.
And she's glad you're okay. All right, here we
Yeah.
go. So, stories of bad days. These are all pretty short. We'll dissect them. We'll talk about them. You know how we do. We'll add our twist to them. I don't know what they are. I haven't read any of them except for the first one yet.
I can give you a bad day.
You can give me a bad day, and let's not do it.
Oh, no. Not saying like I can give you a bad day.
Uh-huh.
I can tell you about a bad day.
How is it funny?
I mean, depends on which perspective you're coming from.
All right, well, we're going to have to hear it about this bad day.
All right. Do you want to read your list? Or you want me to say it?
How long is the story?
It's not long, really. I mean, it depends on, again, whose perspective you're talking about. But like, depending on your perspective, any day between like, I don't know, any day on 1938
Oh, here we go.
or 1939 is really bad. Any day in 1940 was probably really bad, and then 41 was probably really bad. I'd say 42 was also pretty bad. But like, again, it all depends on your perspective. Like, it was really bad for some people.
You know what? I went to summer camp as a kid, and you know what the biggest difference between my childhood in summer camp and their childhood in summer camp was?
You were the one creating all the gas?
I got to go home afterwards. All right, here we go. God, don't cancel us. All right, the first story comes from Roxy Horror.
Like the fucking
I don't know.
sex show?
That's her handle, Roxy Horror.
Okay.
In 8th grade, I had a crush on a boy in my class. At some point, I found out my family was moving and I was going to switch schools. So I wrote him a very long love letter. The day after I read it to him in front of my class,
Oh my God.
my parents decided I could keep going to the same school.
What a dumbass.
Why would you read it in front of the whole class? Yo, what's up, Gray's Tap Room? If you haven't checked them out, go check them out. Bro, have you ever wrote somebody a love letter?
Yes.
Have you? Would you read it in front of a whole class?
No.
I already know the answer for that. Now, see, granted, I would, but I would put some really fucked up shit in there for the shock value.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Could you imagine, though, being in 8th grade? And you're like, fuck it, I'm leaving anyways.
What a ballsy thing to do.
Right, even if you are leaving. Because, I mean, I don't know how old this person is, but, like, communication is a thing. Hey, I only look like this today because somebody said something about me squinting on the last episode. That's why I got the sunglasses
You don't
on
wear
today.
that's because you don't wear your glasses, so you can't read. So you gotta.
Right, so I did the long and hard way to go around wearing my regular glasses.
Why don't you just wear your regular glasses like you're supposed to?
Because I look like weird with them on, man.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Whatever.
I do. All right, anyways, let's go on to the next story. And this one comes from Megan Lewis 74. 3 years ago, a cute guy I worked with wanted to give me a fist bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was pretending to hold an invisible microphone, so I leaned forward and said, "Hello?" Bro, why does that sound like something you would do?
I would do that.
I know you would, but you
And I would do it in sincerity. Like,
I know.
I know this is a fist bump, but I'm going in for the fucking funny.
I'm going in for the hello. That's fucking great. I don't think that would make for a bad day, though. Like, everybody would get a laugh
If people
out of that.
do, like, it's the difference between doing it for, like, actual humor or, like, because you're dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's the difference between a good day and a bad day.
Yeah, but, like, all right, she was into the dude. You know what I mean? So, automatically, she's going to be nervous. You know, maybe they had never fist bumped before. You don't know. I don't know, but that doesn't sound like a bad day to me. That sounds like a good start to that's a great icebreaker. You know what I'm saying? That's a good story to tell your future grandchildren with this man.
Sure.
All right. Next up, we got Mo Weeks. Mo87, Mo87. Most embarrassing email exchange I ever had. Sent an email. They replied and called me Motis. I replied with a stink about how my name is properly spelled and that is actually really important to me. They told me to check my first email. I had misspelled my own name.
What a dumbass.
That's what you get, Motis. Fucking. Some people call me the space cowboy. I don't know the next line, but I know at some point it goes, Maurice? Can you roll your R's? It's so sexy, dude. I'm telling you. Not everybody can do that. You gotta have the little head shake with the taper off at the end. You know what I'm saying?
No,
That was-
I don't know any of that.
Yeah, you gotta do the, you know.
Next bad.
Throw your head in a circle.
Next bad day.
Oh. All right. The next bad day comes from Erica. There's a bunch of E's and a bunch of A's at the beginning and the end. Okay? There's no number.
Yeah. Rika.
Yeah. Erica.
Golly.
What was the new word for coming? We talked about it on the last episode.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Fuck.
Golly. Obviously, I didn't do it. All right. So Erica says, please tell me your embarrassing sex stories so I feel better. I just thought about the time a few years ago when a guy went down on me and we made eye contact and I waved for some reason.
That's so fucking funny.
Oh, dude. Could you
Oh,
imagine?
God. Dude, I'd fucking lose my shit.
I would laugh. I would audibly laugh, I think, if somebody waved to me while I was down there. Bro, could you imagine somebody...
I'd have to stop doing what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like, I can't continue.
No, if that happens, I'm legit motorboating. I'm rolling every R I got because you deserve an award if you wave to me while I'm down there. All right. Next up, we got Eliza Halpern, a.k.a. Possum Girl. Man, I am not cut out for L.A. This girl at a party said, I'm a sub. And I said, oh, that's cool. Did you always want to work with kids? And she looked at me horrified.
That's hilarious.
I thought she meant teacher, like a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
That's not what she meant. That's fucking great.
That's so funny.
Hey, Tabby. Thanks for joining us. We're just talking about bad days here.
That's so funny. These aren't bad days. These are embarrassing things. These aren't bad.
I would say the waving to somebody while they're fucking down there at fucking Flavortown
Sure.
is not a bad day.
No.
Like, what?
Again, like even the fist bump thing. Like,
No, the fist bump thing is definitely not a bad day.
no, like these are all fucking funny. They're not.
The reading a love letter in front of class, though,
That's
a bad fucking day.
That's a bad day.
And then you're like, oh, you know what? Just kidding. You're staying at this school.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, Mom and Dad.
That's so funny.
Oh, boy. All right, here we go. Number 6. I don't know how many of these I got, but we're burning
keep
through
reading.
them. This is from Andy Ryan. I was in a park, and a lady loudly called out, anyone who wants an ice cream, come over here. I headed over with several others. She handed out ices to them all and then asked me, who are you? I realized that the rest were all her family. 30 years later, I still cringe. She didn't say, hey, fam, who wants an ice cream? She said, anybody that wants an ice cream, come over here. My ass would have
I
been
fall
over
under the description of anybody.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone, it includes me.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
And if it was some Dreamy Whip, fuck, I'm there.
Dreamy Whip?
Dreamy Whip, soft serve.
Oh, okay.
What is the soft serve that you sent me a video of you fucking butchering a couple years ago?
Butchering? There was no butchery on that.
There was butchery. Dude, there was cream all over your face. I still have the video.
There's no
I
butchery.
should post it.
You should post it because there's no butchery. That was Mr. Softy.
Mr. Softy is so good too. Mr. Softy and Dreamy Whip are probably my two favorites.
I don't recall Dreamy Whip.
And I promised my youngest that I would take her to Dreamy Whip tomorrow. You've never had Dreamy Whip?
Where is Dreamy Whip?
It's in Burlington.
No,
You want to go with us?
tomorrow?
Yeah.
I work tomorrow.
Shut up. You're stupid.
What the fuck did I do?
Andy Ryan, I'm sorry. I wonder if Andy Ryan got his ice cream. Like, I really want to know. I'm going to message him and ask him, hey, did you get your ice cream at the
He
park?
should have. He probably did. Like, they probably all laughed about it. Like, ha ha ha, you're not a part of this family. Here's some ice cream anyway.
Right? All right, next up is from Not Your Bell Dandy, Briar Hose. That's their name, Not Your Bell Dandy.
I don't have a bell dandy.
He's got hose in the briar.
Word.
I hope the woman who forgot the word iced and so asked me for a caramel macchiato on the rocks yesterday is doing well. Oh, that doesn't sound like a bad day. That doesn't sound like a bad day at all.
See, I'm telling you, like, all of these, like, with the exception of the love letter, and even then, like, these are embarrassing. Bad days are not, like, these aren't bad days.
These people need to, like, have a real bad day.
Yeah.
Like, let's show them what a bad day is. Like, somebody. But that's how I'm ordering my shit from now on. Is on the rocks.
You're going to ask for it on the rocks?
Yeah.
All right.
Because that's what it means with
You
ice.
next person to give me a fist bump, I'm going to sing into it like a microphone.
We should. Yes. What are you going to sing?
I don't know.
That'll just be like testing. 1, 2.
All right, next up, we got K. Thor Jensen. My wife just said bukkake in front of the kids, to my shock. She then admitted that she didn't know what it meant and thought it meant like bullshit or something fake, and she'd say it in meetings. I made her Google it, and now she's having a panic attack.
Dude, it's so funny. I'm not going to say her last name, but my friend Tanya did the same like, she didn't do the same thing. Like, we're all hanging out. It was me, her ex-boyfriend, and we're all hanging out, and he said bukkake, and me and him start laughing. She goes, oh, that's a pretty word. What does it mean? And we all start me and him start dying laughing. She's like, what's so funny? We're like, look it up. She goes, fine, I will. Like, she's like, oh God, why? We're fucking dying laughing. Like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right, so two things. One, bukkake does sound like it's like malarkey. You know
the best part about that is I told her now husband that story because he was like, hey, what are some words like that you think like represent, Tanya, blah, 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 and was giving her this really pretty like
bukkake was on the
and
list.
I was like, well, these are the words that I think of when I think of Tanya, and I do think she's really pretty and all this other, I gave him a list of words and I even looked up some obscure words that mean beautiful and elegant and shit like that. And then I was like, but really fucking funny is bukkake. And he was like, why? And I had to tell him the story. He's like, oh, okay. He laughed about it. And then I see she sends me she posts a picture of it on there, and really small is that. And I was like, it made it in. Like, dude, I was so happy when I seen it. I was like, this is perfect.
Admittedly, I didn't know what a bukkake was until like a year ago, but I knew what it had to do with.
How did you not know?
I just didn't know. That's not in my search bar. You know what I'm saying?
It was not in mine either, but I'd be scrolling sometimes.
I'll be scrolling. All right, we're going to do one more before we go to the break.
Okay.
This is number 9. It's from Mark Norman. Oh, this one's kind of long, but that's okay because it has a reply to it.
Oh.
In my teens, I once brought a muffin back to an unnamed Canadian coffee establishment saying there were glass shards on my muffin. I had never seen sugar crystals on a muffin before. I still cringe.
Fucking dumbasses.
To which Mollusk in the Pudding replied, once when I was flying, I saw that there was a very dark patch on the wing that kept growing. I was sure I'd seen the flames in a second. I got up and went to the stewardess, whispering to her about the dark patch. She checked it out, then told me it was part of the plane's shadow. Bro, could you imagine being on a fucking plane and thinking that motherfucker was about to go up in flames?
No, I can't imagine that.
Dude, that's a bad day. Just the anxiety from it. Like, just me thinking about it now, like, my butthole's puckered up so tight I could bend a penny in half.
Unless it's at night, I don't have the window open on the, like, the little shutter thing. I don't have it open when I'm on a
because
plane.
who likes fucking sunlight anyways?
I fucking hate that
Yeah,
bitch.
right? I'll take nighttime. The moon is so much better than the sun.
That motherfucker stays down. I'm trying to nap or I'm watching a fucking movie. Like, fuck this thing.
And everybody looks better in the dark. Everybody looks better in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't be so picky if it wasn't dark all the time. If it was dark all the time. I'd be like, fuck it. You know what? I don't care if you look like a rhinoceros
You
in the
sound
light.
pretty.
You sound pretty.
You sound pretty and you feel good.
Feel damn good, girl. All right.
You got a pulse.
Exactly. All right. On that note, we're going to take a pause for the calls and pay the light bills. Hit the button. And we're back, and we got a message from a listener from the live with a bad story. So, Shorty?
I won't say her name just because, privacy, I guess.
Yeah.
But she says, I once had a book confiscated by my science teacher. The book was called The Cookie Sutra. Yes, it was exactly as it sounds. A book with gingerbread cookies in its sex positions. I'm not sure who was more embarrassed, me or the teacher.
That's fucking great. The Cookie Sutra.
Yes.
With the gingerbreads. That's soulless breads for you that don't know.
You're fucking dumb. That's funny.
All right. Well, now that we're in the second segment, I actually have a story I was going to tell. I tried to get permission on this story, but I never heard back. So I'm going to tell it anyways because I'm that person, and
That's hilarious.
I'm not going to give the names. But let me just imagine if you will. Yeah?
I just looked up the book, The Cookie Sutra, and the front of it's just two fucking gingerbread men fucking.
Yeah, I see the picture.
It says, where imaginations are fertile, love will never grow stale, nor crumble.
I like it. I'm here for it.
It's on Amazon.
All right, dude, maybe we get that book.
Let's see how much it is.
I kind of want the book now, The Cookie Sutra.
$9.95.
Fuck it. All right, anyways, here we go. So, before I read the next story, I actually have one. My homie had some big news here recently. And let me preface it with how that news came about. Okay? Her and my other homie, I guess we're feeling froggy, okay? One homie is on birth control, the other homie can't have kids. And and they got with homie number two's fuck buddy, who homie number two also works with.
Oh.
Okay? And they're like, well, fuck it, let's have a threesome. Right? Mm-hmm. So, stranger number three doesn't strap up. No need. Can't get pregnant and birth control. Whatever. Well, a few days later, can't get pregnant is pregnant from the menage. That's a bad day.
That is a bad day.
I mean, maybe it turns into a blessing down the road, but could you, imagine being the stranger? Like, you thought you were good. You thought you were safe.
If you go to the doctors and realize, like, oh, hey, I can't get pregnant, there needs to be reasons why. Like, are you the one that can't get pregnant, or can he not impregnate you? Which that turns out how the case is.
Well, homie number one, the whole preface was they can't get pregnant.
Okay, so it is chick. Got it.
Yeah. That's wild, though, man. Wild.
Yeah, that sucks.
All right, here we go. Next up, number 10. This one's kind of long.
Okay.
And this is from FJBP95.
Why'd you
Weird
chuckle at that?
username. Huh?
Why'd you
I don't know.
Go ahead. Read your story.
When I was 17, I was about 2 weeks into my first job. I was a food runner at a restaurant. One day, on a Sunday, during the church crowd rush, I brought out food to a group of 4. When everything was dropped off, this oldish lady from the table asked me for extra plates. I was already behind in running food, so I rushed to get the plates. When I came back, they held her hand up, which I assumed she was giving me a high five for my effort and timely delivery. I gave the old lady a crispy high five. Oh, called it crispy too.
Called it crispy.
One of the loudest and most perfect singing ones. Suddenly, I see everyone at the table open their eyes and raise their heads up and stare at me. I knew what was happening.
They were praying.
Oh, she was holding her hand up to pray. I apologized about a half a dozen times. She laughed it off and said it was okay. The embarrassment was so overwhelming, I wanted to quit right there and then.
That's so funny.
Bro, I mean, if there's one way to praise, it's fucking crispy ass high fives.
Dude,
you
that's
know what I'm
so
saying?
fucking funny.
High fives for the Lord.
I don't know anybody who I've never seen anybody sit there and pray and then just like, oh, thank you, Lord Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen that.
Not when they're fucking saying grace, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I've seen it when they're singing hymns and shit.
Worshiping and shit.
Fuck, dude. That, like, that's a good day to me.
Yeah.
Especially if it was that crisp. Mm-hmm. Man.
Nah, that's funny, dude. That's fucking great.
All right, next up, number 11.
Fucking Jesus people.
Fucking Jesus people. Comes from Amanda Nell Edgar. In college, this one has a reply too. In college, I fell out of my bunk bed and broke both of my legs and one arm.
How tall was your bunk bed?
Really? Years later on a date, I made a joke about being clumsy, and the dude told me I couldn't compare to this woman his EMT brother helped once, who fell out of her bunk and broke all the bones. It was me. Oh, Aiden Moher replies with, tell me a story about yourself that sounds like a lie, but it's absolutely true. Bro, could you imagine?
God, that's so fucking funny. Everybody's like, what a small world. Oh, that's so great.
Oh, man. I
fucking love it.
I have a story about that I've been holding on to for years. But I'm waiting for this one guest to come on to tell it. And
Get that motherfucker on here.
I've tried, man. They are they're one of the radio hosts for one of the country stations in Cincinnati. And he's homies with one of our boys, Wes.
Oh, okay.
And there's this story, I'll tell it to you off air, but like I want to get him to tell the story so I could be like, it was me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right, next story comes from Emily, actually. I just had an embarrassing memory of me being in middle school with a side braid and getting a Starbucks Frappuccino on the rocks. I had it on the rocks. And telling the barista my name was Katniss. Then this poor 20-something had to call out the name Katniss when that is clearly not my name. That's why. Why would you do that?
Hunger Games.
I know.
Not Hunger. Yeah, it is Hunger Games.
I mean, I guess they were in middle school, so that's
prevalent at the time.
I guess. God, it's been that long. I was an adult when that movie came out.
I don't remember when the movie came out.
Like, full-blown adult.
Because I didn't care.
It was like 13 years ago.
Everyone's like, oh my God, Hunger Games, Katniss and shit. And I'm like, who gives a fuck?
I read the books.
Because kids are dumb. That's right.
Kids are dumb, Aaron. Yeah, dude. I love my kids, but I'm really beginning to think it's just Stockholm Syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You love your kids because you're stuck with them?
I think so.
Probably.
I don't know. They're cool, though, I guess.
You love people based on proximity.
I'm pretty sure the oldest one, I'm not sure the oldest one exists anymore, though. Like, I'm pretty sure there's just a gremlin that lives in the back of my house that comes out when I'm sleeping to eat all the food.
I know they exist. Just because randomly I'll get a TikTok.
TikTok? That means they love you.
Oh,
You know who they don't send TikToks to?
you?
Me.
Damn.
Yeah. Sadness ensues. That's
Sadness
a bad day.
ensues. That is a bad day.
All right, next up
My own kid don't send me no goddamn TikToks.
from Fabia Abysmal. Y'all, I ain't never been so embarrassed in my life. For this man's birthday, I paid for his haircut, got him a big bottle of Casamigos, and a gift bag with balloons. Why he post on his IG that his mom got him all that stuff? That's funny. Sounds like you're single now, though, and you're kind of cute. So, outside of the poor grammar, hit me up. I'm sure I can. Look, you get me a birthday present, I'll take it. I ain't had a birthday present in a while. All right, next up from Fesshole with the poop emoji. At my mate's wedding, someone said his sister was pregnant. Being a bit pissed, I rubbed her belly and congratulated her. Pissed as in drunk.
Oh, okay. Ha, he's European.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the mates gave it away. I forgot he had another sister. After deciding not to kill myself, I approached his other sister and repeated the above. I also forgot he had a third sister.
That's so fucking funny.
I did that to... Look, I've learned my lesson. You don't... If you think someone
I've
looks
done that
pregnant,
too.
you just don't assume they're pregnant.
I've never like it wasn't to her face that I assumed she was pregnant. It was to a friend of mine, and that somehow got back to, her brother, and he laughed at me and said, "No, she's not pregnant. She's just fat."
Bro, I actually had this girl that I used to know hit me up a few days ago, and there was a similar story to this. Her sister, who I thought was just chunky for the longest time. Like, I thought she was just chunky. Nobody had ever said she was pregnant until her fucking water broke. And I was there. And my mind was fucking blown.
You were like, you just pissed all over yourself.
Yeah. Because the girl's like, is like, why are you laughing? I'm like, because I thought she was just fat. Oh, that's a true story.
That's funny as fuck.
Bro, I'm telling you, I never held that baby either. I don't like holding other people's babies, man. It's weird.
I don't like babies.
Yeah. All right.
I don't like kids until they're like fucking 7. Like before that, I'm like, dude, fuck these tiny things. Like I'm gonna punt one. Like they bother me. They're fucking just annoying as shit.
Just punt that motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, this next one I'm kind of guilty of too. I don't know that I said these exact words, but I've said something along the lines. This comes from a deleted user. I just whispered, "Hello, old friend," to my favorite toilet at work because I haven't used it in over a year. And someone in another stall cleared their throat. Have you ever been in a stall and like the person next to you, you can't tell if they're rubbing one out or dropping a massive fucking deuce because the sounds that are coming from it, you can't tell if it's pain or pleasure.
You know what's a bad day?
What?
Is sitting in a stall and trying to start up a conversation with the guy next to you and he just ignores you.
Right?
That's a bad
awful.
day.
It is
That
a
is
bad
a bad day.
That's a bad fucking day.
Because I sit down and I'm like, "Hey man, how you doing?
Yeah.
Everything all right? Good?"
I'll do it at a urinal too. I don't care. We're here. We might as well talk about the weather or something. Right? Fuck. Or like, you know what else is really bad when you go use a toilet? Right? You start and you finish, and then you go to grab the toilet paper, but the roll's not started and the thing's pushed over.
I fucking hate that
and
shit.
you're down looking like a fucking car mechanic, busting up your knuckles with mud in your fucking mud flaps, trying to get fucking shit paper.
Why do you
but
already
can't
have
get
mud
the
on?
fucking shit tickets? Because you've already shit. Do you wipe before you shit? No, you wipe after you shit. But there you are with busted knuckles and poop in your butt because somebody didn't start the motherfucking toilet paper roll. Goddamn janitors! I swear to God, it drives me nuts.
It's not the janitor's fault.
Yeah, it is. They should have started the roll when they put it on there. Oh, they're just...
Have you been a janitor before?
No.
No? Okay.
But I imagine starting the roll is the easiest fucking thing to do for them because you got the whole casing off. You're not up under that motherfucker trying to make magic happen with shit in your butt cheeks. You know? You feel me? You feel me on this,
You're
right?
awfully aggressive right now.
Bro, because it's happened and it's horrible. That's a bad day.
Okay. I'll choose to agree with you. I don't get that aggravated about it, so I wouldn't know.
I do.
All right. I can
Awful.
tell.
Do your jobs, people. Next up, this one comes from Rebecca Lynn Desum. Took my dog to the vet. Vet tech asked me to walk over and use the scale. I got on the scale. She said I meant use the scale for your dog, ma'am.
That's funny.
That's a big dog. I was a janitor for a while, never started the rolls. Aaron.
In the most disrespectful way, Tyler thinks, fuck you.
You know, I find it bad taste to vote for yourself when an election happens. So I wasn't going to vote for the Havlin-Hoffman party. I was going to vote for Aaron and Gunner. But now I don't know, man. How did you not start the rolls?
Yeah, it's almost dinner time.
Fucking. I love a good roll with dinner. Word to your mother. Number 17 comes from Mirror Traffic. New developments. Apparently my mom is not even home, and the person I hear puttering around the house is the carpet cleaning service. I've been yelling, grill me a cheese at them for 20 minutes. Oh, I love it. Aaron says, you put the new roll in the top. The started roll was on the bottom thing.
Oh, they have one of those self feeders, like the feeder kinds, not the two next to each other.
Well, that maybe, but like any toilet I've ever been in had the side by sides. It's all right. I still love you, Aaron. I still might vote for you. Last story I got for us today. Here we go. Was working as a receptionist, and a man came to the counter and asked, "Are you gay?" I replied, "No, are you?" Then he said he was looking for gay. It was then I realized he was looking for my boss, Pam, but he got her name wrong. For the next 2 weeks, every time another staffer was near, they'd poke their head in the door and ask, "Are you gay?" I can laugh about it now. Pam Gay was her name.
Oh, okay. Pam Gay. Got it.
Yes.
I was like, how the fuck do you get that wrong? Because I was thinking, like, he mixed up Pam and the word gay. Like, yeah, sure, they both got 3 letters, but they are way off.
Nope, her name was Pam Gay.
That's funny.
Yes, Josh, you are late. And that's okay, because we're wrapping this thing up now.
I can't think, like, it wasn't embarrassing for me because I just thought it was funny.
Uh-huh.
But a couple of years ago, Ava and I were at fucking JCPenney.
Yeah.
And I was buying a new flannel or whatever. And the cashier asks me, was everything all right? Like, how you would at a restaurant, not a fucking store. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, he said, how was everything today? That's exactly what he said. I was like, delicious. That's exactly, like, I thought it was such a weird comment for him to make. Ava's embarrassed, and the guy's looking at me confused. He was like, excuse me? I was like, what you asked sounds like something that should be from a restaurant.
Right.
I found everything all right is what I did. Yeah. And Ava's sitting there, like, holding her fucking face, like, oh, God, what an embarrassment. I'm just like, what? Like, why is this a thing? It was good shit.
Huh. He said the sound's not coming through. I don't know. Everybody else seemed to hear us.
Everything else seems fine. I don't know. I'll check it in a minute.
I mean, fuck it. We're done anyway.
You should be here in the beginning, Josh, so you can tell us these things.
Yeah, right? So that's all we got for today. So in the meantime...
In the betweens time...
Remember, be good or be good at it. Cue the music. We out.